Good morning. It is 8:07 now. On this Thursday on News Talk 1079, I want to welcome you to the Neal Larson Show, this Thursday edition. And by the way, if you are not able to catch this show in real time, you can catch it later on podcast, usually within an hour or two after the show is over. We make the podcast available to you, and the easiest way, you will find us on all the major platforms, and, you know, you go to, however you get your podcast, we're on pretty much all of them. So just search for it, or my preferred way for you to do this is to download our app, and you can go to whatever app store you have, search News Talk 107.9, and you'll see it. It should be the top result, but it certainly will be in the first two or three if it's not the top. And download that. And then when you open the app, down on the bottom, there's a little tab. And it's the second tab in, NLS for Neal Larson Show. You click on that, and that has the latest podcast. And you can just press play and then just listen to the podcast at your leisure and at your discretion. And we love making it available to you, hearing back from you as well. And once in a while, we actually add some bonus content to the podcast. So we love you. You love us. It all works out, and it's really well. So we do have a lot to get to today. Spencer Cox is... You know, sometimes there's good Spencer, sometimes there's not so good Spencer. And I thought we had good Spencer through the whole Charlie Kirk assassination stuff. I thought he showed good leadership. But then sometimes Spencer just gets squishy. And it's frustrating, especially if he were reliably squishy. That would be preferable than to go, oh, he's learning, he's getting better, he's strong Spencer, he's good Spencer. And then he disappoints us. But here he is in an interview sitting next to Governor Josh Shapiro with CNN. And, of course, Dana Bash is going to bash Donald Trump whenever she can. And she did. And I want you to listen to Governor Cox's reaction.
President Trump is having a rally. He's talking about affordability, but he's also doing talking about other things. He just randomly talked about Ilhan Omar, talked about the turban on her head, said we should just get her out. And then there was a chant in the crowd, send her back, send her back. So while you all are trying hard to lower the temperature, lower the rhetoric, you have somebody with the biggest, loudest megaphone saying things like that in your party.
Yeah, sure. Look, I disagree with Congresswoman Omar. I think she should be voted out of office, and I think I can do that without attacking her religion or her race or her ethnic background. I think that's really important. I know that the president disagrees with me. He and I have had these conversations. I have to say, during the Charlie Kirk shooting, in the conversations we had, he talked to me about nonviolence and trying to be a voice for that. I understand he's not interested in uniting the country, and he would tell you that, I think, if he were sitting here with us tonight. But I would also say that it's not going to be a president who fixes this. It's not going to be two governors who fix this. It really has to be all of us.
Okay, he said a lot, and he said absolutely nothing in all of that. And you know what I pointed out? I don't think Trump should have gone after the turban. I don't think that was necessary. I think that is so easily interpreted as denigrating someone's religious faith and maybe their ethnicity to a certain point, because we do have these fused societies that. So I don't know if Trump should have done that, but I think when you see the reaction by Spencer Cox, who he wants everything. Like he wants to not be, he wants the benefits of being aligned with Trump. He doesn't want the liabilities that come with being aligned with Trump. And so And you can hear it in his voice. When he speaks, the hesitation, the repetition of the words, the hesitation. It's like, Spencer, you have an addiction to civility. You have an addiction to being nice and being liked. And I'll tell you, I'm not sure you're the one to preach to Donald Trump that he's not going to be the president to solve this, whatever this is. I kind of view it like, imagine feeling a sense of urgency to teach manners on the Titanic as it's going down. It's right now, I love civility. I do. I think it would be great if we had civility, but I will not sacrifice freedom. I will not sacrifice our republic. I won't sacrifice the rights that we have to life, liberty, happiness, pursuit of happiness, to be civil. And this is the problem that I think is fundamentally present with Spencer Cox, is that he's a civility at all costs kind of governor. And I struggle. I'll tell you, I understand the struggle. And I've had this inner struggle myself at times because I grew up in a faith where we were taught to not have contention, that Christ doesn't like contention and that we should not overtly be contentious. And then you hear people say things like, well, Christ flipped tables in the temple, the money changers, and they find license to be contentious in that. And I'm like, okay, what produces the best outcome for people when your freedom is non-negotiable, when your rights are non-negotiable, when protecting what is precious to you becomes non-negotiable? One of the things that might get sacrificed at that altar will be civility. And I'm not sure Spencer Cox sees it the same way. I think in his Disagree Better campaign, he's willing to sacrifice some of that to have civility. I'm not. And I don't know if that is spiritual immaturity on my part, or if it's actual spiritual maturity to recognize this. But there are some things that cannot coexist. And right now, what I do know, and we see it every day, we experience it every day, is that there is a very, very far left effort in this country to undermine our institutions. And they don't recognize the currency of civility. They just don't. I wish it were different. I wish we could come to the table in good faith. I wish we could hash it out, but you can't trust them. They will stab you in the back at every corner. They will take advantage of you at every turn. And so you have to be street smart, and that means sometimes Spencer Cox's Disagree Better approach is not really relevant. So I don't know. I just saw that. I didn't mean to talk about it all that much, but whatever the case may be. We also have the situation with Nancy Mace. Are you following this? Apparently, Nancy Mace was caught on camera using some incredibly foul language that would make Spencer Cox and most of the rest of us blush, because she has a potty mouth and she can have a temper too. And they caught her doing that. She's now saying that this characterization of her verbally abusing TSA staff and airport staff, she says, it's not true. She had an earpiece in, she was on her phone, and she was on a conference call, and it was participation in the conference call that brought about the foul language. And she's got a political rival, the Attorney General, who's a Republican as well, but a political rival in South Carolina who is mischaracterizing it because they are invested in reputational harm of Nancy Mace because she's running for governor there. So I don't know who to believe here. I don't dislike Nancy Mace, but I'm not a huge fan. I think the Nancy Mace novelty for me is kind of worn off. But here's a little bit of her with Caitlin Collins on CNN.
I use vulgar language frequently. I mean, that the president does. I do, I guess, because I'm a House member, just a lowly House member. I'm not allowed to do that. I don't know. But I do express my frustration. I do take responsibility for my words. I always have. But the idea that I would call somebody an idiot, I have never done that in my life. And to me, it was an incredible hit job. It was effective. It was a very effective political hit job, but that's all that it was. And
who do you think was doing the hit job?
Oh, it was the Attorney General, Alan Wilson. I mean, literally.
You think he conspired with the police
100%.
and TSA at the airport?
6 minutes after they released the falsified reports, he had a news release and a press thing on social media. It was all boom, boom, boom. And so that, to me, it was a very effective political hit job. But I'm not going to sit here and allow the mainstream media to allow the press to concoct a story that didn't.
Yeah, we're just reading the report.
I know, it's crazy to me that the media would believe a falsified report when I show you, here's the video, and they released all the video. Here's the video showing what I did not do, and yet you're just going to take the words from a falsified police report and say, oh, this happened.
Okay, so that's her point here. By the way, this thing happened almost a month and a half ago. It was October 30th, the day before Halloween, when this airport incident happened. And so there's been plenty of time to find the right video clip, and then craft a narrative around it, and then to try and destroy it. We see this over and over and over again in politics. And it's terrible. I'll be honest with you. I don't like it when the Republicans do it to Democrats, and we've tried that from time to time, sometimes with Joe Biden, even sometimes with Kamala Harris. And in my effort to try and get to heaven, in the spirit of decency, I'll say I think we're out over our skis on this. I think maybe we're not being fair here. And so I'll even correct our side on it. Now, right now, Tim Ballard in Utah, if you're following that at all, this is exactly what he is saying has happened, that he's taken that a situation was taken completely out of context, and they have smeared him because there was a lot of talk of him running for U.S. Senate in Utah. And Tim Ballard would have been a rock-solid, rock-ribbed conservative, but they needed John Curtis to become Mitt Romney 2.0. So there were elements inside, according to Tim Ballard, inside the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints within the office building that participated in this effort to smear him, which involved what we used to call excommunication. We now call it membership cancellation. But essentially, it's the same thing. We're kicking you out. And that is the scarlet letter, especially politically if you're running for office. And, of course, it worked. It tied up Tim Ballard, created a reputation for him. He's trying to repair it now. We saw the same thing in the Idaho Falls mayoral race. I know many of you are like, oh, stop it. I'm just starting to get the bad taste out of my mouth. But when you saw mailer after mailer after mailer going out about Jeff Aldridge, that he's in bed with the developers, and also he takes out of state money. It was $1,000 from his dad. It's reputational damage that they try to inflict to make people less politically viable. It goes back a long, long time. This is not a new phenomenon. But I do think that y'all ought to be aware of it and recognize it when it happens. That is all they've done to try to take down Donald Trump. Russia, Russia, Russia was a reputational smear. Phone call with Zelensky. Reputational smear. And the FBI's raid at Mar-a-Lago for quote-unquote classified documents. Reputational smear. And they engage in this because they think they can do the problem with it is, if you do it too much, nobody believes you anymore. Nobody believes the media anymore when they say anything negative about Donald Trump. Even when there's a chance it might be true, they don't believe the media. because they've actually, in their effort, this is the irony of it all, in their effort to engage in the reputational smear, they've destroyed their own reputation. I mean, Jake Tapper said Joe Biden's dementia was a stutter. No, it's called dementia, Jake. You may not like it. This might be the president you're trying to prop up, but it's not a stutter. It is an irreversible mental decline who happens to be the president of the United States. Also, this Ilhan Omar thing, we got to talk about that. The journalistic malpractice by Dana Bash in leaving out a very important detail about what Donald Trump has said about Ilhan Omar. We'll talk about that and much more coming up on News Talk 1079. 8:28 News Talk 1079. It's Thursday. Neal Larson, Julie Mason, and you on the Stones Automotive Group call and text line. The number's 208-542-1079. Bang Bang's boyfriend might be in some trouble.
Oh, really? I don't know this story.
The disqualification scandal with Eric Swalwell?
No, fill me in.
Okay, I think I did mention it like a week or two ago.
Okay.
Where he does not have a verifiable residence in California.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
So he's struggling to conceal the fact that he has not maintained a California home for the past 5 years. That's a constitutional requirement to run for governor of California. Mm-hmm. And, of course, he's running for governor of California.
How many people are running? What is it? Are we up to 12, 13?
I have no idea.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Well, what's her face won?
Katie won.
The nomination? Like, what did she win?
I don't know what Katie won.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at this point.
And why can't I remember her last name? I can only remember her yelling at people.
Yeah,
I hope I don't ever have to remember her last name because it won't be good for California if she becomes the governor.
Katie Porter?
I get her confused with the other one out of California that was in the thruple. Do you remember there was a Katie out of California that was in the thruple?
Yeah, when I say Katie, sometimes I think Katie Hobbs, but that's the Arizona Secretary of State. Okay, what's up with the Katies?
They're certifiable at this point.
I know, maybe Karen's got a replacement.
Maybe.
Don't be a Katie. So the controversy intensified last month following revelations that Swalwell listed his Washington, D.C. house as his principal residence on legally binding mortgage documents. This sounds familiar. Directly contradicting the residency qualifications under California law, Swalwell's own mortgage filings designate his D.C. home as his true residence under both the California Constitution and their election code. That admission alone renders him ineligible for the office. To run for governor, candidates must file California Form 501, the candidate intention statement, with the Secretary of State. The very first section, candidate information, requires a real, verifiable home street address. This mandate exists to confirm identity, establish legal residency, and prevent fraud in the candidate qualification process. Yet on his Form 501, signed under penalty of perjury on November 11th, 2015, Swalwell listed his home address as 400 Capitol Mall, Suite 2400, Sacramento, California. That's not his home address. It's the office of his attorneys at Greenberg Tarrig LLP, the same address used for his campaign committee on Form 410, but improperly used as a personal residential address on Form 501.
Yeah, it can be the campaign one. It can't be the home one.
No, it cannot be. Cannot be.
Wow.
Swalwell represents California's 15th district and lists his hometown, Livermore, on his congressional profile page using a document retrieval service called Bay Area File. The Gateway Pundit requested a property search in Alameda County Public Records for any property currently or previously owned by Eric Swalwell. They reported back no property records associated with this name. He might
he might be out. Well,
Yeah.
here's the lucky thing, because I just used our research assistant. There's 24 people running for governor. It's a jungle primary, so it doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, whatever. You're all thrown in. Then they take the top 2, and then in November you go against those top 2. So we've got it is Katie Porter. You had the right last name.
Okay.
Eric Swalwell, Javier Becerra. Remember him? Used to be in the Biden administration.
Mm-hmm.
Antonio Villaraigosa, former mayor of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Some tech entrepreneur, don't know him, and some businessman. And then there's a slew of Republicans, and then, which will probably not go anywhere. The big name from that is Steve Hilton. He's the former Fox News host and political commentator. And isn't he the one that made such the big deal of the fires?
Oh, what was his name?
Steve Hilton.
Oh, yeah. He's the guy that
huge,
got the strong accent, right? He's British, I think.
Yeah. And then Chad Blanco. He's the Riverside County Sheriff, and he's currently pulling the strongest among the GOP candidates. So those are your 2 big ones on the Republican side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
It's kind of a toss-up. They did a poll in December. Steve Hilton has 12%, Eric Swalwell has 12%, Katie Porter has 11%, and Chad Blanco has 13%.
Okay.
So it's anybody's race.
I guess my question would be, who's the one that makes the declaration whether a candidate is eligible or not? Is it the Secretary of State? I would hope that the Secretary of State would say, you don't meet the requirements. I'm sorry, I can't put you on a ballot.
I don't know. I'll ask.
Okay. While you're doing that, there's another growing scandal. Apparently, John Thune, Republican leader in the Senate, took to the Senate floor with a bombshell revelation. Anyway, did you find out?
Yeah, it's thinking.
Okay.
Apparently, it's got to think a minute. In California, whether a candidate meets the requirements to appear on the ballot is decided by the California Secretary of State.
Okay.
There you go. There's your answer.
Just ask me. I know it all. I mean, I knew this one.
Well, this is the important one. It's the one we're talking about.
That's true. Yeah, it is. Okay, so apparently a brand new Government Accountability Office, GAO, audit shows that Obamacare's subsidy system is so riddled with loopholes that 90% of GAO's fake fictitious identities were approved for taxpayer-funded health plans without proper documentation. According to the findings, Obamacare's insurance marketplaces, run by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, approved subsidized health coverage for nearly all of the watchdog's fictitious applicants in 2024 and 2025. In other words, the federal government is sending real tax dollars to cover insurance for people who don't exist. Where's the money going?
Someone's gathering it.
Somebody's receiving that money somewhere. Now, they set these up to see how good the system was. It's like a mystery shopper, you know. But investigators created 20 fictitious identities, some with completely invalid social security numbers, some with mismatched personal information.
So this should have been easy to check.
Easy. You just run it through the Social Security Administration. Is this legit? If not, you're rejected.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. They're like, oh, look at it. It has 9 digits. It's good to go.
And we love to help people with government money, so here, let's just give it.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey, it's Brad from Now 105.1 and QP99. I'm in the studio here. I love our studios, by the way. Ranger Rick back there. There's Neal and Julie doing their thing. Hey, when you want to advertise on the radio, what do? You call the radio station, right? But what do you do when you want to advertise on Facebook and Instagram and Hulu and Disney Plus and Peacock and the other TV streaming services? You can kind of click around on them and make guesses or read books or take courses online on how to do that advertising. Or you could call us at the radio station. At Sandhill Media, we take care of your local radio and digital marketing. So reach out to us at sandhillmediagroup.com and we'll make sure that your message gets heard and seen wherever your customers are.
Right. So basically, are they saying if you just put forward 3 digits a dash, 2 digits a dash, and 4 digits, you'll get your subsidy?
Looks like it.
Some had mismatched personal information. and attempted to sign up for subsidized Obamacare plans through healthcare.gov and broker-assisted channels. The result, 18 of the 20 fake applicants were approved and continued receiving benefits as of September 2025. But yet, look how indignant and pearl clutching those were at DOJ for going through trying to find the fraud and the inefficiency.
How dare you? And by the way, this isn't the only fraudulent thing that's being investigated right now. I don't know what news outlet you're reading from.
Yeah.
But Daily Wire has Luke Rosiak on the Hill testifying right now about another government program that was designed for, it had DEI purposes, extra money given to businesses that were either run by minorities or women. In reality, Luke Rosiak did a whole bunch of reporting and figured out that most of those businesses had a fake front operation. So they get some black person or some woman, they put them in there and give them an amount of money, and then they actually funnel all of the government money that came to a regular company that has white people and a man running it or whatever.
That's just fraud.
It is fraud. But this is fraud. What you were just reading was fraud. What's happening with the Somalis is fraud. Our government is wrought with fraud.
Yeah, it is. There is fraud. Well, what have we said about at the risk? Well, I'll speak in Pig Latin.
Go ahead. I'm in a better mood today. I can handle the phone call.
I got it. We aren't going to need the
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I will not have to go to a meditation stance.
Okay. Well, Ukraine.
Yes.
Is that what we would say in Pig Latin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrought with fraud.
Right. Like our concern was we hear that the money is accounted for. Like, okay, what does that mean? Like we hear, and I say this with very gentle effect. Both of our U.S. senators have said, oh, the money's tracked and it's accounted for. I'm like, okay, how? And then we saw that story a couple of weeks ago where there's some high-level official in Ukraine that apparently has been taking millions and millions and millions of dollars.
He's resigned. The government is at issue.
Yeah.
Based on all of that, a couple of days ago, Trump called for elections in Ukraine, that it's past time.
Yeah.
You can't keep using the war as a reason that you get to stay.
Yeah.
And people... Our Ukraine caller has a problem with that because yes,
okay.
That feels like we're not supportive of Ukraine. No, Trump is a mediator at this point between Russia and Ukraine, and he's trying to stop the war. And he just said a couple of days ago, there needs to be a new election. We need to get this war stopped, and Ukraine is probably going to have to give up some of their land.
Yeah.
I know that bothers a whole bunch of people. But we're in a quagmire right now, and it does have fraud involved in it.
Oh, yeah, there's definite fraud. And the whole point is, was this just a money laundering scheme?
You have to ask.
And I will say this as well, and hopefully one day, and I don't know, maybe it's going to have to be Jesus that does it, but one day we will find out how members of Congress got so stinking rich, making under $200,000 a year in Washington, D.C., which is very expensive. That's a middle-class income in Washington, D.C. How did they grow tens of millions of dollars in wealth in a few short years? You got to follow the money. And when there's billions and billions going out in foreign aid, does some of that come back and land in the portfolios of these members of Congress?
You better believe it does. It absolutely does.
You have to ask the question. And asking the question is not making the accusation, but you have to ask the question.
You do.
Because it all kind of stinks. So when I see this story back on the Obamacare thing, when you see that the system is so loosey-goosey that 18 out of 20 fake applicants get approved and start getting benefits.
Well, I'm paying $1,200 a month for private insurance.
Exactly. Is this a money funnel? Is that a feature and not a bug so that someone out there is getting really rich?
Finding some nice cash.
Yeah.
It's probably both.
Yeah.
It's probably a little bit of a bug and absolutely a built-in feature.
Yes. It's a bug they turned into a feature. And, you know, this is why I think they have conniptions. It's kind of like when Trump came along and said we need work requirements for Medicaid. If you're able-bodied, you need to be working. You'll get your Medicaid, but you got to be working. I'm like, why are they so invested in having people not work? Especially when you see a situation where they can create a fake identity. Let's create someone right now.
Oscar Mayer.
Oscar Mayer. Okay.
That's his name. Because he's full of baloney. But go ahead.
We'll call him Oscar Mayer. Let's create like a Facebook profile. We can have AI generate the image. We will find some social security number. I bet out of all the possible social security numbers, only a small smidgen are actually taken. Because there's a lot of numbers there. So you plug in just a fake social security account, get an address somewhere, maybe your P.O. box, whatever the case may be. Could they start sending subsidy money somewhere that somebody has access to and can make massive amounts of money?
Sure, you bet. You bet. And there can even be real people involved in this. This is how the sextortion thing is working. There's actually real people in America involved in it, but all they are is the middle person. They're the real person that's communicating with the young person, begging for nude pictures, and then they extort them for money. The biggest amount of the money heads back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
But there's enough people who want to sit around and do nothing and make money in America, so you can even have a middle person that's just sitting there making money, and then it's landing in politicians' pockets. It happens all the time.
Or, if this is possible, Julie, are insurance companies incentivized to make sure that this isn't happening? They've made trillions of dollars.
Possibly. Could they be getting a skim off the top?
That's my question. It's not my accusation, but it is my question.
Yeah. Well, one thing's for certain. If an industry has to be propped up with subsidies, it's not working. That's not a Republican Democrat thing. That's
right.
reality.
That's true. And you know what? That's not even good old-fashioned red-blooded American entrepreneurialism. If your entire industry is leaning on government subsidies.
Yep.
Trump, I like how he's talking. He's like, it's time to take a close look at these insurance companies because, we need to subsidize our bumper music because apparently it's...
It's too short.
It runs out after 30 seconds. So we'll take a break and be back after this on News Talk 107.9. It's 8:45. Got a question for you, Julie. Does this have a name, this little hand thing?
Well, that's Neal's dance.
I've seen other people do this before. I don't even know how to describe it.
Your arms look like a goalpost.
Yeah.
And you push them forward to the beat of the music.
Yeah, right. I thought that's what you did to look cool. Apparently not. I was wondering if that had a name. Like there's the Raise the Roof.
Yeah,
like there's that
it
one.
It might have a name. I don't know.
It's like pat the dude on the head. Like pat the two dudes on the head. I don't know what it is.
Maybe.
It should have a name. Hey, I want to talk for a second to the former nuclear workers here in Idaho. Of course, we're into the holidays now. It's time for many of us to start thinking more about our health and about taking care of the people we love. And if you worked at the Idaho National Lab, you could qualify for up to $400,000 in compensation and no-cost healthcare benefits through a federal program. It's called EOPA. It stands for the Energy Employees Occupational Illness Compensation Program Act. Much easier to just say EOPA. It was created to help energy workers who became ill from exposure to things like radiation, asbestos, or beryllium. And that's where CNS Cares comes in. They're local. They know the program inside and out. The team at CNS Cares will walk with you every step of the way. They'll help confirm your eligibility. They'll help you with the paperwork. They provide in-home care, medical equipment, and family caregiver support, all of it at no cost to you if you qualify. So don't wait until the new year. Find out what benefits you've earned today. Call CNS Cares. Let them help you make this holiday season one that's focused on health and comfort and peace of mind. And you can learn more online, cnscares.com. That is cnscares.com, or give them a call, 208-271-5018. That's 208-271-5018. Bada boom, bada bing.
There you go.
Okay. What were we going to talk about?
Well, I don't know. We were watching the Charlie Kirk stuff on TV during the break.
Okay, I had a thought. Hang with me here.
Okay.
Have you seen that? I've seen multiple versions of this online. There's a chant, and I forgot what they were even saying initially, but it's this like British soccer team or something, or even Australian, I don't remember, but they chant something, but if you put words on the screen that sound somewhat like what they're chanting, you will hear what words are put up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then they put up these words. That's what you hear. They put up different words, still kind of sounds like it, and that's what you hear. Like there's this suggestibility thing that goes on. I actually had a conversation with one of my friends about this a couple of days ago. We are incredibly suggestible individuals. So in watching Erica Kirk talk about her husband, and there's now this industry of conspiracy theories. I love conspiracy theories. I find them fascinating. But surrounding Charlie Kirk and his death and who did it, and we're now inclined to not believe the official story that comes out initially. I always keep that in mind, that if you're watching a conspiracy podcast, those are the words underneath the actual chant that might seem like
could be plausible, but you know those aren't the actual words, but that's what you hear. And I think a lot of times, not every conspiracy, some conspiracy theories are true. We all know Bigfoot exists. Okay, just kidding. But when you look at that, if those are the words you're putting in front of your mind, that is what you're going to hear. Just be aware of that aspect of our brains and human perception when you listen to a conspiracy podcast or you watch that YouTube video that says 3-Eye Atlas is a spaceship that's coming to get us or whatever. Again, that's not me debunking every conspiracy theory out there. That's me saying you got to look at your own limitations, your own weaknesses, your own vulnerabilities as you are consuming this stuff. And I'm seeing all sorts of it surrounding the Charlie Kirk assassination. Absolutely. I think that there's a lot of that going on. I think it's very easy to be pushed into a direction if you want to not be a free thinker, if you want to not be somebody who makes up your own decisions.
Yeah.
We see this all the time. There's companies that are paid big money to market products that make you want to be part of that product.
Yeah.
Even when if you're looking at it, you might look at it and go, no, that's not really good for me. Oh, but I love that. And then all of a sudden you're part of the product, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that this is pretty normal. What we've got to change is the culture, because I think we've become more susceptible to it because it is so prevalent.
Yeah.
Before it was just hitting us in a couple of areas. We have so much media, so much ability to look at things digitally, so much influx of information.
Yeah.
That's why we're getting in trouble.
Yeah, I think so too. Do you remember the Laurel Yanny thing? It's the same exact audio, but some people heard Laurel, some people heard Yanny.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Pretty wild. All right, we got a break. 8:56, News Talk 107.9. All right, it's 8:59, hour 2, coming up on News Talk 107.9. All right, Julie, just sent it to you in Facebook Messenger. Welcome back. It's 208-542-1079. I just generated a photorealistic image of Tim Walz sitting on a big box of lard. And before any of you get offended, it's Democrat on some pig fat.
There you go.
That's what it is. Welcome back, Hour 2, Neal Larson Show, and it's good to have you with us. If you'd like to join us, 208-542-1079. And, okay, Julie.
Neal.
You actively do not like Elf on a Shelf?
No, Yes, I don't like Elf on the Shelf. And it's mostly because I feel like people ruined it. If Elf on the Shelf was doing good things around the house.
Yeah, he's a little.
But he's a little stink.
He is a little stink.
And somehow that's supposed to be fun and rewarding. I'm also the mom who had problems with television shows for this. Like PBS had some shows I wouldn't let my kids watch.
Yeah.
Like specifically one where the little boy was always throwing a tantrum. Like, why would I let my kid watch that?
That's terrible. And then what was the show where it was bizarre, Teletubbies.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're teaching a kid that, like you want them to learn actual words, not that weird gibberish, but.
Yeah, so this is why I don't like Elf on the Shelf. I love traditions in families. I think they're so fun. I don't like a tradition where it's cutesy and rewarding that an elf has poured chocolate syrup all over the toilet.
Yeah.
Somebody has to clean that up. I'm not going to be the one to clean it up because I'm teaching that like being naughty is good.
Yeah.
So I love traditions. If your elf on the shelf does sweet things, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not in the,
Okay, so we have never done Elf on a Shelf. Mm-hmm. Like it just isn't it's too much work. I already have too much stuff to do. I can't stage a little dolly elf doing something weird. Like was it always like from the get-go the Elf on a Shelf was filled with mischief? Like always making a mess.
Because there is a story behind it.
Yeah.
That, like, when you actually buy the elf on a shelf and it comes in the box, I think there's a story that goes with the elf that you introduce the kids to the elf. I don't know what that story is.
Yeah.
And I should also say, you always see the most outrageous elves on the shelf posted. A lot of what people do with Elf on the Shelf is probably not that. Yeah. I'm just seeing those things.
Right. Okay.
Because they're so outrageous.
Right. It's just the...
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, all of this started because I was telling Julie a story about how I got a small piece of candy cane stuck in my sinuses yesterday. Like, and you don't know if you should blow your nose or if you should, like, try to, should it go out your nose or back to, like, you're trying to deal with it.
All I said to him is that had to sting.
Yeah, it wasn't pleasant. I will say that, but.
Were your eyes watering?
Not really. Like, it wasn't horrific.
Okay.
I wasn't writhing in pain. It was just like, this kind of stings, It
Okay.
got. Anyway, so that led to Julie saying, quote, and this could be on a Christmas Hallmark card. I hate candy canes. They're disgusting.
I do. I don't think they're good.
Then I said, are candy canes the candy corn, but for Christmas? And she's absolutely agreed with that characterization. Me personally, I kind of like candy canes.
Yeah.
Like if you get one of those little round peppermint candies, like you don't like those either? It's the same thing,
It's
right?
the same thing. If I'm wanting a mint, I'll put that in my mouth for a minute, but I spit it out. I never suck or chew, like crunch it up, the whole thing.
Yeah. Those typically don't turn into shards that go up your nose either. So I kind of like those better. But
it's a little friendlier.
Yeah, it is. Did you ever dip a candy cane in your cocoa?
No.
Okay.
Look, there's a real strong reason why I don't like candy.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with candy. We didn't have candy.
You just didn't have it.
And I just don't think when you're based with that, I just don't think it's that good.
Did you have indoor plumbing?
It's going to be big.
It's the newest thing.
Yes.
Please. I know you did. Yeah, okay. No, that's cool. Like I probably shouldn't have grown up having. We didn't have candy around a lot. Uh-huh. But at Christmas time, there was always Christmas candy, like the old-fashioned kind of Christmas candy. Do you know what I bought the other day in the grocery store?
What?
And I don't know if this is Neal not paying attention or if it's making a comeback. But there was boxes of mixed nuts in the shell. So like almonds and walnuts and
pistachios.
hazelnuts. And so I got a couple of scoops of those and put them in a bag. And I thought, when I grew up, at Christmas time, we had this little bowl, and we had the nuts in the shell with a little nutcracker next to it. And that was kind of part of the Christmas thing. So I thought, this is a throwback that goes back like 40 years now. Plus, and so I had that nostalgia moment, and so I grabbed some of the mixed nuts.
Man, it must have been trendy because we had one of those bowls too.
Did you?
It had the little nutcracker rested in the middle, and then there was 3 individual pods, so it wasn't a full bowl. There would be walnuts in this one, and pistachios in this one, or whatever, and you used the nutcracker. Must have been trendy.
It must have been a thing. So.
Mama Larson, Mama Mangum buying all the stuff to make their house be festive.
I don't know if we even have a nutcracker at home.
In your utensil drawer? I don't have one.
I don't think we have one. Mm-mm. I would have used them for pliers by now if we had one, because I can't find mine. So I don't think we have one. But no, so you didn't have the different little candy, like Christmas candy that were like squares but had the little waffle patterns on it?
I know what you're talking about. We didn't eat those.
Julie.
I'm sorry. I did. Look, this was my house.
It's okay. It's okay.
Like, it's created a great habit as an adult.
Yeah, that's true.
I can walk past all of that stuff and I'm not touching it.
Yeah, you're not. You just don't do candy at all.
Mm-mm.
That's pretty good. Yeah. But Julie.
Sorry.
It's all good. 208-542-1079 if you'd like to be on the program with us. I have to refine this image of Tim Walz sitting on a big box of lard, because the word lard is a little too covered up.
Oh, I think it's odd. I think people get it.
You think it's good enough as it is? Okay.
I kind of like its little vagueness.
Little more subtle.
Yes. People have to think when they see it.
Okay.
I think it's good.
Okay. All right. I've got to put a little, you saw Elf on the Shelf, or there's Elf on the Shelf, and then there's, I got to do that again.
We found a new one, ...
Yeah.
And just let people figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What's next?
I don't know. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, yes. Yeah, that is. There was a local story that I wanted. Go ahead.
Well, while you're looking that up, one of our loyal listeners brought up that you've got a choking problem. Donuts, candy canes. What is your deal?
I don't know, but yeah, no, it's.
Does this happen at home?
Well, yeah.
With other stuff?
I was at home when the. Okay, so I was leaving the other day. And we have a little dish up on our desk here at Sandhill that has candy canes in it. Mm-hmm. And it just keeps magically getting filled up.
It's the elf on the shelf that comes in the middle of the night. It's an elf that does good things.
I think so. And maybe the mischievous part of it is those are the candy canes that'll get in your sinuses. Anyway, so it is. And I stopped to grab one, and I'm like, I might want one on my way home too. So I grabbed 4 more. Put it in my pocket. I actually kind of forgot about it. But then when I got home, I was taking my coat off and my backpack, and I'm like, oh, there's a candy cane in my pocket. So I...
Like, where did that come from?
Yeah. So anyway, I take it out, and I just, it's just a small one, like, 2-3 inches long. And I just chewed it up, and anyway, a piece of it went up instead of down, and so
I have memories of 7-year-old kids that look like Neal sucking on the candy cane, sharpening it to a shiv, and poking people with it.
I remember,
school.
Yeah, I remember that well. Yeah, those kids ended up in prison. Hey, guard,
honing their skills.
I need another candy cane, guard. That's funny. Okay, can we talk about this crazy story?
Yeah.
An Idaho man died of rabies.
Yeah, this was crazy.
And he passed the virus to another man through a kidney transplant. So they took the kidney from the man who died from rabies, and they put it in a new recipient, giving the recipient rabies. Mm-hmm. The Idaho man was in an outbuilding on his rural property in October 2024. he was approached by a skunk behaving aggressively. He figured it was because he was holding a kitten, according to the report, which does not identify the manor where he resided. He fought off the skunk, rendering it unconscious, and walked away with a scratch on his skin that bled, but he didn't think he'd been bitten. Weeks later, the man started experiencing hallucinations. He had a stiff neck, confusion, and difficulty swallowing and walking. And then 2 days after his symptoms appeared, he was found unresponsive at home. He was resuscitated, taken to the hospital, but he never regained consciousness. And after 5 days in the hospital, he was declared brain dead and removed from life support. His left kidney, heart, lungs, and both corneas were recovered for donation. His kidney went to a man from Michigan who received the transplant at a hospital in Ohio. 5 weeks later, that man started experiencing tremors, confusion, urinary incontinence, and weakness in his legs. He was hospitalized with fever, difficulty swallowing, and an extreme fear of water, and clinicians suspected he had rabies, and several samples were sent to the CDC for testing. After a week at the hospital, the Michigan man died. Local public health officials interviewed his family, who reported that he had not been exposed to any animals, but the testing showed evidence of rabies in his saliva, skin, and brain tissue. That's when the CDC, Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, and an Idaho Public Health District began investigating the donor as the source. Health officials tested the Idaho man's right kidney, which had not been donated, and detected, did they exhume his body then?
Yeah, where'd they get the right kidney?
I'm guessing they had to exhume the body.
Yeah.
And they detected a rabies variant linked to silver-haired bats. Meanwhile, 3 other patients, one each from Idaho, California, and New Mexico, received ocular grafts prepared from the Idaho man's recovered corneas. As officials investigated the donor's rabies status, the cornea recipients had their grafts removed as a precaution and received post-exposure prophylaxis, a medication taken after potential exposure to rabies to prevent infection. Rabies is almost always fatal without that medication. The cornea recipients remained asymptomatic. Another corneal graft transplant planned for a Missouri patient was canceled, and later the CDC detected rabies in one of the previously implanted grafts. Rabies is excluded from routine donor pathogen testing in the U.S. because of its rarity in humans and the complexity of diagnostic testing. Okay, here's my question, though, and I don't want to Monday morning quarterback this, but if he went into the hospital and had all of these symptoms...
What did they think he died of originally?
Did they do their due diligence in investigating the cause of the symptoms and then thinking, if we don't know that information, maybe we shouldn't donate his organs without that info? If I'm the recipient family and someone died because of this, I think I'd be asking those questions. How did he die and you didn't know how he died, and then you put his kidney up for a transplant? I think that's a valid question to ask.
I've got 2 questions. Does it take a significant amount of time to get a diagnosis of rabies? Like, is the test, do you have to grow a pathogen, grow a sample in order to figure out that the person has rabies, so you don't have the result from the test for 4 or 5 or 6 days? That's one question. And the extreme fear of water, is that a symptom of having rabies?
Yeah, it's hydrophobia. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you don't get in the shower, you don't want to drink anything, you don't, what is your fear?
Yeah, you just hate water. And it's kind of weird, isn't it?
That's so weird. But if it gets in the brain, it makes sense that it attacks things.
So there is no quick test to diagnose rabies in humans before symptoms appear, but this man had symptoms. So they can do what's called a direct fluorescent antibody test, and results can come back within 24 to 72 hours.
Okay, so
they could have.
A day to 3 days.
Yeah.
And he was in a coma for 4 days, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if he lives on a rural property and he's the kind of dude, clearly, who will fight off a skunk, this wouldn't be the first time he's ever done anything like that.
Right.
So I would think that you would look for potential rabies because he lives a lifestyle that would open him up to wildlife.
Well, you would think that. I didn't know it took rabies so long for the symptoms to develop. I didn't know it was weeks after exposure that it took rabies to do that.
That's a crazy story.
I know.
Wow. Would you, okay, on a completely different note, would you fight off a skunk? I'd have grabbed the kitten and ran.
I would have thrown the kitten at it. And then, no, I'm kidding. I would not have done
you're
that.
Gonna get so much hate.
I'm just kidding. I would not have. I don't know if you're in a barn and you don't have anywhere to go, that's your only choice is to fight off the skunk.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe he was backed into like a back of the barn where there was no door.
Yeah.
And a skunk will fight, not just spray?
If they have rabies.
Okay. Because they'll become rabid.
They want to bite. They want to, so.
Okay. Maybe he should have been carrying. If you're out there and you're going to be around wildlife.
Okay, now you're going to get the hate. Although shooting skunks was a pastime growing up. Probably still is.
I don't, who gets mad at you for shooting a skunk?
Animal rights people. That skunk didn't do anything to you. Yeah.
I came within about 4 feet of a skunk once, but there was a door between us.
Yeah.
We had a huge deck off the back of my parents' home. It had a hot tub on it and big sliding glass door. And I went into the kitchen and flipped on the light, and there was a skunk.
Yeah.
On the deck.
Yeah. So I copied and pasted the story. I asked ChatGPT, should the health officials have caught the rabies before the kidney was donated? And the answer is no. Under current U.S. medical standards, health officials would not normally have caught rabies before the kidney donation. And critically, they were not expected to because rabies is not part of routine donor testing, even when the donor dies of unexplained neurological symptoms. That may sound shocking, but it's the reality of how organ donor screening works. Rabies, not included in the routine donor, because it is rare. Like, you don't hear of people dying from rabies very often. Testing is complex, not rapid, and must be conducted by specialized labs, not hospital labs. Human rabies in the U.S. is extremely rare, 1 to 3 cases per year nationwide. The predictive value of testing is low, meaning mass screening could generate false positives or delay life-saving transplants. So you might actually kill more people if you decide you're going to start testing for rabies.
1 to 3 cases a year.
That's it.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah.
Rabies is like, those videos that you see where people say, why did we spend so much time learning stop, drop, and roll when we were kids? Because you never run into anything. Rabies, you would think, is far more prevalent than that with the fear that people have of rabies.
That's true.
1 to 3 cases a year?
Well, all the imagery about the dogs foaming at the mouth and the... Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
The question, should something have been done differently if the donor's history had revealed a scratch or bite from a wild mammal and rapidly developing neurological symptoms? Then yes, rabies should have been considered, but the Idaho man himself did not think he'd been bitten. But here's the thing. You get a scratch and you think, oh, I got a scratch. And then you're symptom-free for a few weeks.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't think anything of it.
And then by the time you did get symptoms, you've forgotten about the scratch.
Plus, I'm saying, I bet this isn't the first time this man has touched an animal like this.
Yeah.
If you're not scared to fight off a skunk and render it unconscious.
Well, and we usually attribute rabies to bats.
Uh-huh.
Dogs, maybe. But dogs are going to be very symptomatic,
Yeah, he was probably just gritty enough. He was like, I got a scratch, whatever. And he probably just totally forgot about it.
I never said, I'm going to go hang out with the skunks, but I'm going to be careful to not get rabies.
Right.
I mean, I would just go hang out with them. I just never worried about the rabies.
I bet skunk babies are cute.
Oh, they are. Have you ever seen a little line of skunk babies?
Yes. And can they spray when they're teeny, or is this like an adult thing that you get as a skunk?
Say that again.
Can they spray? So can a 6-week-old little skunk running around have the ability to spray?
I don't think so. I think they have to be closer to adulthood than that. Okay, so,
all right.
I knew people growing up. Sorry, I ran out of my bumper music. But I knew people growing up. They would go out, catch skunks, and then remove their scent glands, and then have them as pets. They knew how to do that.
Welcome to Aberdeen.
I think it happens in other places too.
Mississippi.
Okay. We'll be back. It's 9:29 on News Talk 107.9. Oh, they do spray. Somebody said they do spray. Little babies do spray.
Little baby spray?
Yeah.
You guys are funny today. Our chat is funny today.
Okay. Well, I will correct Alan.
Robert said when you opened the show, you actually said that it wasn't, instead of saying it was 908, you said it was 208.
I did.
You probably were thinking the phone number.
Probably.
Said 208 for the time.
Okay.
And I feel like I am 1% of the population of Idaho that says 208. Everybody else says 208.
And you always say
I
208?
say 208 almost exclusively.
Do you ever say O for zero?
Not very often.
Oh, really?
I don't know what that is. It's not like it's a conscious thing. It must be something I learned and it just stuck.
Yeah.
Well, somebody said they spray, but John said they don't spray when they're little. So what is the real?
We go to the chat.
Jeff said, I remember that Hallmark movie, Skunk on a Deck. I think it was about a single woman who just got out of an abusive relationship and heard what she thought was a skunk outside, but instead it was a handsome man in a turtleneck sweater. Oh, your stomping grounds. This person said, my uncle in Montague, Idaho, had a white skunk with the scent glands removed.
It's a thing. It's not just Aberdeen and Mississippi.
Then somebody else said it's not legal to have a skunk as a pet. There's a law against it in Idaho.
It's not enforced, I promise you. I caught a field mouse once and kept it as a pet for a little while in a little hamster cage.
You truly were a farm kid.
Yep.
Truly were a farm kid.
Okay.
I was at home alone because I was a latchkey kid. I maybe was 7 or 8. That's how I was little when I started being home alone.
That is little.
It explains a whole lot about my personality. I was probably 8, and a mouse ran across the family room floor. I lived in the country. This was not crazy that a mouse ran across my family room floor. And because I don't want anyone believing I grew up in a dirty home. I did not. I just lived on 7 acres of farmland.
Sure,
so,
we get it. Yeah.
I called my mom at work. And I'm like, Mom, I'm like crying. I'm sitting on the couch, scared to death. It's going to come get me.
Right.
She's like, babe, I can't do anything about it. You're just going to have to sit there.
All right. I'll give you the preview. Newborns already have scent glands, but they cannot accurately aim because they're newborns. By 3 to 4 weeks, they can spray intentionally if they're startled. And then by 8 weeks, they're fully capable of aimed defensive spraying, just like adults. So within
it happens pretty quick.
A couple of months, they can spray. So, yeah. No, that I wouldn't say it was a common sight, but many times growing up, I remember going on the highway and you'd see a mom and 3 or 4 little babies following. Mm-hmm. All right, 9:33 News Talk 1079, Neal Larson, along with Julie Mason.
All right, let's chat about Timberline Home because it's December, which means they're having one last massive sale. And it's all of the stuff on the showroom floor. You guys, everything that you see in the store is on sale. If it's in the store or in their warehouse, it's been deeply discounted. And that means everything. Bedroom sets, end tables, mattresses, sofas, love seats, anything, decor, all of those things are on sale right now. They've got 25% off custom orders. So if you don't see something in the store that you want, this massive sale includes 25% off custom orders. These are prices like a 7-piece solid wood dining set. It used to be almost $4,800. It's discounted to $2,200. Then a 6-piece sectional used to be $11,000. It's 40% off. Those are the deals that you're seeing in the store right now. And of course, you've heard me talk about the stressless furniture. All of that's on sale as well. Get on down this last massive sale at Timberline Home, 711 East Anderson in Idaho Falls.
Okay, I want to do a little correction here.
Okay.
On the spraying capability of young skunks.
Do it.
Newborns are born with scent glands, but they cannot accurately aim. By 3 to 4 weeks old, they can spray intentionally when they're startled. And by 8 weeks, they are fully capable of aimed defensive spraying, just like adults. So I want to apologize for my previous fake news. that I didn't think that baby skunks could spray.
You're previously fake news. Don't we wish all fake news was that simple?
Yeah, I wish.
And was corrected that quickly.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
So, anyway, and apparently there is this important note, probably in the context of me asking about rabies, but very young skunks can bite or scratch. They can carry rabies just like adults. Rabies transmission comes from saliva, not from spraying. So if you get sprayed by a skunk, you won't have rabies.
Okay.
But
Wow.
One time, there's a picture somewhere in a photo album. Mm-hmm. In our farmhouse, we did not have a basement, but under our floor, we had a crawl space with a foundation. And a couple of places in the house, like there was an opening in the foundation that you could get under the crawl space for piping, electrical, whatever. A skunk decided to die underneath our house.
Oh, that had to be bad.
And we're like, why do we always smell a skunk? Anyway, my dad's like, I think maybe we had a skunk die in a crawl space. So Neal got to be the one.
You were the little guy.
I was the small one. I was the youngest.
Uh-huh.
And they said, you got to crawl under there because they shined a light. Uh-huh. And I'm holding this dead skunk right by our farmhouse.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Gloved hand? Did you have a glove on?
Probably not.
What is wrong with you people?
I love that's your first thought. Julie, I was probably 9. I didn't think about that. I was probably thinking, I wonder if I can make a hat out of this.
I went fishing with my dad all the time. I would have preferred to have had a gloved hand every time he made me hold up the fish and take a picture.
Of course you would, because you're Julie.
I mean, I did hold up the fish without a gloved hand, but it wasn't my favorite.
Okay, did you hook your index finger through the gills and hold it up?
Yes, he would have me do that
all
the
really?
time. Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of you for that. Without a glove. That's good.
Without a glove. Yeah. If he was feeling really kind to me, he'd find a stick and put that through, and I'd hold the stick and hold the fish up.
Like that. You should see her fingers. The
dainty. I would hold it.
The pinky ring and middle fingers are up in the air, You don't hold a fish dainty.
I could catch a fish. That was the only important part.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, 208-542-1079. We're actually a little bit over time, so let's take our break, get back on schedule here, and we'd love to hear from you on the Stones Automotive Group call and text line 208-542-1079.
Okay, I would do this. Somebody sent us a picture of 3 girls. They're beautiful. Holding baby skunks. They picked up the skunks on the road because the mama got hit.
Oh.
So those must be under 8 weeks old. Those are cute.
Oh,
but
wow.
Look at the claws already. Maybe that baby skunk is 4 weeks old. Look at the claws on that little skunk.
Yeah.
They're cute, though.
That is a cool picture.
Yeah, the girls and the skunks, both cute.
Yeah. One night, sitting in the living room, I heard a noise in the kitchen, went in to scold my cat.
You thought it said scald, didn't
I know.
you?
I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, after yesterday's story. But instead froze in my tracks when I confronted a skunk helping itself to the cat food. It had come in through the cat door. We stared each other in the eye. How the heck was I going to get it out? Before I had time to figure it out, the skunk sauntered back out the cat door. I immediately locked the door to incoming traffic. From then on, my cats could go out whenever they wanted, but they had to ask to come in. Yeah, you got a skunk picking up on that.
Yeah.
Okay, wild animals account for more than 90% of reported cases of rabies. Bats are 35%, raccoons 29%, skunks are 17%, and foxes are 8%, most often exposing Americans to rabies. I had a high school classmate who descented skunks. His mother helped him.
Wow.
See, it's not that uncommon.
It's crazy, though. This sounds like a horrible job, first off.
Yeah.
Second off, my daughter lived in Lehigh when she was first married,
mm-hmm.
and there's a mink farm that's caused a lot of issues in Lehigh.
Yeah,
a lot of
stinky,
issues.
Yeah.
It wasn't near her home.
Yeah.
But when we would drive to certain places, we could smell the mink farm.
Yeah.
And I can smell that right now. That's how musky it was. And that's all I'm thinking, how do you get that musky smell off of a skunk?
I don't know. There's probably chemicals that they can soak the...
I mean, let's say you get rid of the spray.
Yeah.
How do you keep the skunk from not stinking to have it as a pet?
I don't know. I mean, they always said if you get sprayed, take a bath in tomato juice.
Yeah, but would you have to bath this skunk pretty regularly to make it not smell musky?
Maybe if you remove the scent glands, it doesn't make that.
It doesn't smell musky.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Well, we're asking lots of questions.
Yeah, keep this chat going. Oh, Tiffany, does that mink farm stink? She says there's one in Burley.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
It says it will continue to smell. Descenting removes the anal scent glands that produce the famous sulfur-based skunk spray. Once those glands are removed, the skunk cannot spray. The extreme eye-watering skunk odor is gone. But their skin and fur produce a mild, musky scent similar to ferrets or some strong-smelling dog breeds. So it's not nearly what it was, but they're still kind of
stink.
They're still kind of musky critters. Is there any wild animal that you would want to have as a pet?
No.
For a little while, my youngest daughter was fascinated with bunnies, like rabbits.
Mm-hmm. I love my rabbits in my yard.
Yeah, but
I don't want them in a cage. I don't want them in my garage. I don't want them in my house.
I only want them in a stew. 9:43 on News Talk 1079. Neal Larson along with Julie Mason. 208-542-1079. That's the Stones Automotive Group call and text line. Learning lots about skunks today, Julie.
Yeah.
We've kind of...
Who knew this is where we were going?
ventured into that unexpectedly. Okay, Julie, I've wanted to ask you about this. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has named a number of online influencers to leadership positions within the church. And I don't know if it's causing controversy or not. I'm sure it is if you look for it. But the point is the church wants to retain especially younger people, because I think they've seen this trend of, maybe fading activity. And so they brought in, and they're carefully selected. These are people that don't do crass things online. One, you were mentioning one that has a channel about decorating cakes.
Yeah. That's the woman on the female panel. Yeah. It's Cakes by Courtney. She's awesome, and I followed her for years before they put her on that panel. She's really great. I actually think this is a great idea by the church. I think that youth in all religion, not just the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, youth in all religion can find unlimited information about religion at their fingertips at age 8, 9, 10, like way younger. If you think about the way religion was introduced to you or to me, it was in a formal setting at church and within the home, in certain activities that you did inside of your home. That's not how they get religion now.
Yeah.
They will get it still that way, but there will also be all of the added possibilities of getting as much as they want to off of the internet and social media. That means you have to be in that atmosphere, that room, that scale. You have to be there. I think this is super wise by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Another one of the influencers was an outdoor channel and a guy who had a huge following and very, very well liked. And they brought him in on the young men's side. And for me, it's outside of the box, right? Because you don't typically like. Inside the box is this person was chosen for their deep and quiet discipleship over them, But I think that this is a good move, and I think that because it's outside the box in my mind, there's kind of this reactive, oh, this is going to be controversial. But then I thought, I don't think it needs to be controversial. Mm-hmm. They know you go to where you can reach people. And this is one way to do that.
I think it's a great idea. And I would assume, I haven't looked up all of these social media people. I would assume they have pretty positive presence online. And so we need more of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's enough junk out there. Why don't we have some good out there?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all. I mean, you look at the internet and social media, that's true as well. You will find good and bad. You will find good and evil. You'll find,
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
So,
I do know the guy with the outdoor channel has gotten some negative blowback on X because that's the social media site I'm on the most, getting political headlines.
Yeah.
But I have seen a little bit of that. I don't follow him based upon the posts that have been made about him. It doesn't seem like he was very, like his channel didn't have a whole bunch of religion on it. It was truly just outdoors. And people were taken aback by the fact that he was a member of the church. And some people have been pretty angry about that. They felt like they wanted to know that about him. I don't know why you would need to know that about him, but.
Know what about him?
That he was a member of the Church of Jesus, because they don't like it. They don't like that they didn't know, because they don't like Mormons.
I see. So non-Mormons are offended that he didn't disclose that he's a member.
Yeah, that's what I'm interpreting from the post. I don't follow him at all, so I'm not on. I've never seen a single ounce of his content.
Can I tell you what those people would do if he was including the fact that he's a member of the church on his channel? They would have said, leave that out of this. All right, this has nothing to do with religion. This is about an outdoor channel.
Or they would have run to the reviews and given him a 1 star, because that has happened to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Even though there's no religion in my content, if someone finds out, they might go and give a 1 star review just simply because.
That's so dumb. That's really. I had another thought, but it escaped me.
That's all right.
My brain has an open door. If my thoughts are inmates, they can all escape.
It's not that good sometimes.
No, it's not.
Stuff comes rolling out of there that, I don't know, should be out there.
What are you talking about? Come on.
Throw the cat at it. That's what I'm talking about.
I meant instinctively I would, not on purpose. I got to reframe this. You know how that is. Well, I like how you're like, shoot the skunk, and that was okay. But if I throw the cat at the skunk, then that's a controversy.
Well, I don't consider a skunk a pet, even though you're telling me people have them.
They do have them.
I don't consider a wild skunk a pet. I consider a cat a pet. I'd run into a burning building for my dog.
Yeah. Right. No, I
mean, I would save my children before I would save my dog. There is a priority list, but I would run into a burning building for my dog.
I think, actually, Julie, there are some people that would be like, we got to get Q out, and then we'll worry about the kids.
There might be some people like that.
No, I think there are. I think there are a lot of people that would be like, they save their pet first, and then if they can save the kids, then they will.
I do have a priority list, but I would go get my dog.
Okay. I never would throw a cat at a skunk. What?
I said, not all your thoughts should tumble out.
I know. I'm just messing with the audience.
Yes.
So, we love our pets at home.
You are good. Your cat's well fed.
No, you know what? I think you'd be surprised.
Has Mickey slimmed down?
Yeah, because we do not just give him unlimited amounts of food. When I feed him, I always feed him in the morning. I come down because he's having some kind of an inappropriate relationship with my leg when I'm trying to get dressed in the morning. So we go downstairs. I scoop him just a little bit of food, but not a big, Anyway, so we've been pretty good. He doesn't like it. He always wants food. He's always, and I'm like, quiet, Mickey. Mm-hmm. And no, he's not nearly the tubbalard that he used to be. Fat Jabba cat that he was.
Way to be a good owner.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now he's better. So you know what we should do? We should post pictures on News Talk's Facebook page of our pets. Like one of Benji and Hugh.
It'd be hard for me to get one out of the 700 that are on my phone, but I bet I could find one.
Yeah, to try to narrow down the one that you wanted. That'd be all right. Did you ever put the puzzle together? I gave you a Christmas puzzle.
I have put that one together.
You did, okay.
But I have like 4 puzzles waiting.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't been able to get to my puzzle putting together.
One of Julie's Christmas gifts last year was I found a picture of Q on your social media, and
it's so cute. That's a good
uploaded
picture,
it
too.
and made it into a jigsaw puzzle because Julie loves both her dog and the jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, it was a good gift.
All right, it's 9:53 on News Talk 107.9. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up after this on this Thursday morning.
Somebody said, I'm not a Mormon, but I knew he was. I learned much from Luke Nichols and would be interested in meeting him in person because of his bushcraft knowledge. He's super popular.
Wikidofus? What is that? Wikidofus? Wiki. Did you see that?
Is it a text?
Somebody sent a text, Wikidofus.
I don't know. I'm looking it up.
Okay.
It's a game.
Oh.
Like League of Legends or whatever, D&D or whatever is what it's... Well, no, it's online. Tactical turn-based MMORPG. I don't know what that stands for. It was built in France, came out in 2005. Players explore the fantasy world of Amachna.
I know RPG means role-player game, but...
Oh.
What?
MMO. Multimedia.
Yeah, online role-player game.
Okay.
Look at us.
They battle monsters, they complete quests, and they collect powerful dragon eggs called Dofus. And Wikidofus offers detailed guidelines on classes, spells, professions, and alignments, so it's a place where you can go get information. I'm wondering if they weren't supposed to send us that. Maybe it was for somebody else?
Okay, sorry, I was preloading the Carpenters. Home for the holidays. Here we go. All right, 9:57 now. News Talk 107.9. Neal Larson along with Julie Mason. Sadly, Julie, we're not going to have enough time to talk a lot about Rachel Maddow and Stephen Colbert.
Oh, I'm so...
You okay?
Just heartbroken over here.
All verklempt over there?
Yeah.
Apparently, Rachel Maddow is calling on Paramount to reverse their firing of Stephen Colbert.
Oh, she thinks she has that much power?
Yeah, she said they announced the cancellation of Colbert. Everybody knows what it's about. They're trying to sort of live down their shame already. And I think in terms of the way they're capitulating, the CBS News takeover has been a huge embarrassment to everybody involved in it, and you know they should reverse the decision about Colbert. He's still on the air now. He's still got a few months on the horizon left before they plan on taking him off the air. They should change that. It was absolutely transparent what CBS and Paramount were doing with getting rid of Stephen Colbert. Oh, it's a financial decision, right? Because having the highest-rated late-night show in America for years is somehow financially unsustainable now when it wasn't before. It wasn't anymore. His ratings were terrible.
Okay, she's missing a whole bunch of data points there. He has too many employees to make it sustainable, and late night TV itself is dying. So in a dying industry, to be the best in a dying industry is still a dying industry.
Wait, was his show the one that had like 200 staffers on
it?
Very, very expensive.
So top heavy.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, that is going to do it for the show today. We're really sorry that we ended it talking about Rachel Maddow and Stephen Colbert, but there's always tomorrow.
Yeah.
And tomorrow's Friday, which means open lines.
Yeah, we also have a high school choir coming in to sing. So excited about that for Studio 4 covers.
Raise the roof. We'll do it tomorrow at 8:35. Clay and Buck up next, right here on News Talk 107.9.